Okay, I want to know like what do you know about what do you think about the education system in our country? Like, is it okay or it's not that good or is it's very bad? What do
I
you
think
think about it? No, sorry?
what was your question,
I was asking about the education system. What do you think about our education system? Because most of the schools in India, they have their own mother tongue medium school, for example, Hindi medium schools, Tamil medium schools. Do you think those schools really help our students? I mean, for example, what I can say here is, most of in these schools, mostly how do you say, lower middle class or poor people study because they cannot afford an English medium school. So is it like if if you don't have money, you cannot learn English? Like the government is not providing us English schools. Do you have any idea on that?
Yeah, actually, yeah, in Hindi medium school, they are not providing English environment, right? So it is not good for students' career as well, because nowadays it is really very important for moving ahead in our life, right? So, since childhood, if students are knowing about it, they are able to speak in English, it is very, very better thing for them, right? But I think government should provide this.
Yeah, that's what I think. I think the government should provide an alternative, like a choice of choosing English medium. The government should provide English medium schools also. So it will help for those people who cannot afford a convent or an English medium school because English medium schools they charge really high. Normally, normal people, lower middle class people, they cannot study in English medium school because the fees would be so high. That's what I
Yes.
think.
So for middle and rich person, it is okay, but for poor people, it is not good, right? They are not able to send their children in like convent school, right? That is the reason they are not getting very good environment, quality of education, right? But if I talk about private schools is really providing English environment, and that is the reason a lot of people they want to send their children in private school because they are getting and they are providing and parents also know and they are providing a lot of things like infrastructure and smart classes and ptm as well. So in the ptm, children student parents and teachers
Yeah.
can say share about to students progress, which kind like in which level they are and which kind of thing activity they should do. So in this way parents and children and also teacher they can aware about it. But in government school it is not like that, right? It is not happening, and that is the reason. And yeah, a lot of people are very poor. That is the reason they are not able to afford for this. So government is should definitely provide for all of like people who is really very lower classes. They are who is not able to send their children in convent and English medium school.
Yeah, that is kind of true. Like, just because they are poor, it doesn't mean they cannot access English mediums. They cannot learn English. So the government should provide a choice for learning English. Maybe they can increase the amount of English period in a school, or they can provide an alternative, like they can have both Hindi medium and English medium schools. They have to come up with these kind of ideas. Otherwise, our students, especially our kids, it's very hard for them to learn English. That's what I think.
Yeah, but sir, somewhere like I am getting very positive results for government school in government school, right?
Hmm.
Who people are like who teachers are available and able to speak in English, they are talking to students in English, right? So it
Yeah.
is really very good thing because in my nearby in my home there are many schools related to government school, right? And they are providing and they are this kind of activity doing. So it is
Right.
really very yeah.
That is understandable, but it's very rare, I can say. Not most of the government school teachers, they don't speak English. Even English medium school teachers also, they most of them they don't speak English. They don't know how to speak in English. But the thing is, at least they have the exposure to the language, so they can teach the students. The students will have the exposure to the language, so it's very easy for them to learn the language. from childhood onwards, if you are reading in English and if you are writing your exams in English, it will be like an added advantage so that you can easily learn this language. When you're grown up, you can go to coaching class or you can talk with your friends in English. That way you can develop your English. If you're coming from Tamil medium or Hindi medium, you never read or written anything in English before, it's very hard to learn this language. So that's what I felt.
Very easy to learn anything because everyone has mobile, right?
Yeah.
And they can, yeah, utilize their time if they are sitting at home and they are free, right? So they can, because nowadays everyone is using, right? Because this is really very important thing, and so we can just utilize our time and we can learn anything, right? There's no doubt, because I'm also like learning from YouTube channel and Google, like this.
Are you able to hear me?
Yes, 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 sir.
Okay. Okay. Your voice is actually very low. I'm not able to hear you clearly.
Now, sir,
Yeah,
it's okay.
yeah, I think it's okay now. So how are you doing?
I'm doing well, sir. Thanks for asking. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Thank you so much. Yeah, please introduce yourself, ma'am, so that my audience can know about you. Yeah.
My name is Geeta. I'm talking to you from Gorakhpur. About my education, I have done graduation with English. I did PG, I did BA, and also
Okay.
qualified repeated. Apart from that, I'm a homemaker. Simultaneously, I'm running YouTube channel. If I talk about my hobbies, I love singing, yoga, and nowadays I'm very fond of talking with the people because of my communication skills. If I talk
Okay.
about yeah, and my family background, there are 10 members in my family. I live in joint family. I'm a mother of two kids. That's all about me. Thank you, sir.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, let me introduce myself. My name is Ramachandran. I'm from Tamil Nadu E Road. I'm working in the software field and I'm running this YouTube channel for around 10 months now. I post English related content. So far, it's going good, I think. Let's see.
Yeah, I know you, and it is really very helpful for beginners and learners as well. Because your speaking of is really very nice, admirable, right? And you are going to very soon prominent person on YouTube channel, right?
Oh, let's see if that happens. Thank you so much for wishing me.
Yeah,
Tell me about your place, ma'am. Like, so sorry, which state are you from? Gorakhpur, right?
you,
Which state is that? UP. Okay. Actually, nowadaday I've been speaking to a lot of people. They're all from UP.
yeah, right.
Looks like people from UP are learning English rigorously.
People are so too much indulged in English language, right? And
Okay.
that is, we are having English language and we are trying to learn English because we know the value of English language, how much important nowadays. Everywhere you can see English language, people are talking to each other in English. That is the reason people are like thinking, yeah, English is really very most important in our day-to-day life.
Okay. So what is the passion for you to learn English? Like, why do you want to really learn English?
So actually, sir, I want to become a government teacher. Also want to give better education to my children. Right, so that is the reason I'm learning, and also it was my passion when I was in the college. That time I was so passionate to learn this language, but there was no such kind of good environment about English language, right?
Okay.
But there was a sir and he was speaking so good English. I was very impressed about like his speaking, and he was trying to make understand how like how much important nowadays English language, but we were not able to understand, right? Because we were not like indulged for it. That is the reason. That was the reason. But now, yeah, I'm totally understanding and how much important. And yeah, before 1 year, I have started my journey. It's been
Hmm.
1 year, and yeah, so I used to do many things like talk to myself, think in English, mirror technique, and watching conversational videos like this, right? So I am learning, and now I'm getting good results because I'm able to talk with the people right now.
Yeah,
And
I
also,
can see that you speak really good English. You're in a natural flow.
sometime somewhere I get stuck, right? So that time
Yeah.
I feel sad because yeah, I know like it is not going to work for us like only in one day. It will take time, right? But we know we think in our head spontaneously. We want very soon results, positive results, right?
Okay. Okay. So what are your kids studying? Which classes are there?
My elder one is he's in sixth class, My younger one is nursery. He's in nursery.
Okay, so your elder one speaks good English. Is he studying in English medium school? Okay. Okay, now you're able to, now you want to match up with him. You want to talk with him in English. I understand that. That's really great, ma'am. How did you learn English? Do you do any practice or what type of practices do you do to improve your English fluency?
Nowadays, I'm also talking with people, right? So it is also called like practice, right? And I used to do many things in my past when I was learning English, like mirror technique. I used to mirror technique and listening, watching some conversational videos and podcasts as well. And also when I was busy in the kitchen, that time I was trying to utilize my time,
Okay.
right? Okay. Yeah. So I was like I used to prefer that time listening and also reading, writing, speaking as well. Everything I am doing. Still I'm doing all the thing because every part is really very important. So if you really passionate to learn this language, so you have to do everything like listening, speaking, reading, writing, and thinking as well. So
Okay.
if yeah, if you are able to speak little bit, so don't worry about it because it is going to work for you like little by little, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
That is actually a hell of a task to do all these practices. I want to ask you something. Can you suggest me like any simple practice, but it's very effective? If you do this practice, if someone who doesn't have any time to learn English, at least they can do this practice, it will be effective for them to improve their fluency. Can you suggest anything?
So they can use listening. Listening is
Hmm.
a very great way to improve your English, right? And because your mobile is always with you, you can just use your earbuds and listen whatever you want to listen, right? And whatever you are going to listen, listen in only English content, right? So it is really very helpful for you. If beginner and learner, any person for any person is it is really very helpful.
Okay. And may I know how long have you been learning English?
I have been learning this language for 1 year.
1 year. Actually, for 1 year, you speak really good English. Actually, your voice is so neat. I mean, even those who doesn't understand much English, they can understand your English.
So thank you so much for your appreciation. But somewhere I get stuck. I feel sometimes, right? So I think I need to practice upon it more and more. And also
Yeah.
I have like I don't have accuracy about grammar knowledge, right? So I think I need to work upon it.
Well, grammar knowledge, yeah, you can improve it later. While you're learning, it's a long process to improve grammar language. Sorry, grammar knowledge. What I felt about is, if you concentrate more on grammar, the problem is we won't be able to talk. We'll be confused all the time when we try to talk something. It'll confuse us. That's what I felt. So at one point of time, I realized, okay, I'm not going to learn grammar much. Even if I'm making grammar mistakes, that's absolutely fine. I'm going to talk in English. So that's how I decided. I just
Yeah,
letting you know.
yeah, right, sir. Because if you're able to do it, so do it from zero level and don't wait for tomorrow because tomorrow never comes and today never goes. So whatever you want to do it from today and from zero level.
Okay. So tell me about your hometown, ma'am. What is famous in your hometown? Any food or anything?
Like Gorakhnath temple and Vishnu Mandir, right? Durga Mandir, Durga Wadi, and
Hmm.
Ghanta Ghar Park, like this. A lot of places are there, and which is really very famous, right? A lot of foreigners come here for see the temple, right? And they are staying a very long period of time, and after that they go, uh, like they go from here, right? Because
Okay. So your place is very famous for temples. It has a lot of temples.
yeah,
Nice.
very
Maybe I should come and visit once in my lifetime. Let's see. Do you have any questions for me, ma'am?
yes, sir. I have question like which kind of strategy you are following for improving your English because your English is yeah I know I watch you videos every day, right? Because it is really very helpful for me, right? Because you
Yeah.
talking of way with people, it's a very like natural flow, right? So which strategy you are following?
Well, I follow shadowing practice mostly. Yeah, like you said, the listening practice I do a lot. Most of the time I, whenever I get free time, I do listening practice. And sometimes in case if I have anyone to talk with, I do speaking. So listening, speaking, and sometimes shadowing. These are all the three things that I'm doing nowadays.